Hi, this is Ricky-san. I'm a Pi consultant. In this video, I'm going to talk about the errors I got from the Pi connector for Siemens PCS7 when I try to set it up. It takes me a little bit of time to figure that out, so I try to explain to you my thought process of how I solve it as well. So the first one is bad too many monitoring items. That's an error from the logs inside Pi connector for PCS7. That's the first one. And then the second one is there's a history recovery timeout error I got. And inside, I think there is kind of exception or something like that. But one of the catch I have is too many chunks in the response. So this is the second error. So these two errors, it's kind of weird that happens inside the Pi connector. When I look at the logs in the Pi connectors, I got the errors, right? Well, the first thing I do is search for the bad too many monitoring items, right? Then the article pops out from the OSI soft tech support website, and it show me a couple things. The first thing I see is, hey, you should change your maximum monitoring item per subscription. By default it's 0, so I go to the configuration files of the connector and I see zeros. In the article they mention if I have to monitor 15,000 items, let's say, but my limit is 10,000, then 5,000 tag will be stale. So I do not want that. This error is clearly indicating if I don't solve it, I will have data loss, right? You can not just leave that error and say, okay, hopefully something will work. The funny thing about this error I wanted to tell you is some tags are updating, but not all the tags are updating. And you don't know if it is actually bad, not able to collect data, or it is because of the limit, right? And I have to figure that out because the error is in my face, right? What I did was I was trying to change that default to 10,000. It doesn't work, and then I went to 5,000 or 15,000. I try many numbers, and then we start the connector, it doesn't work. So I'm I don't know what to do. So what I did after is where is the limit? In my head, where's the limit? And the way I wanted to figure it out is, okay, I have control on the data access filter files. You know that file, you can select things from the template, right? And my client have selected 40 things out of maybe 100 or 200 things, right, on the Excel CSV file. My decision was creating 40 files according to the numbers I select the number of things from the template. So I have 40 files, right? Data access filter file 1 means I select one things. And when I upload that and restart the connector, it actually tell me, okay, I am monitoring 32 things, right? And then I create 1 to 40, which takes me a lot of time. Well, if you good at Excel, you know how to filter your select column, right? Anything with the X you pick, and then you can delete things. So you can use the filter function from Excel to help you get from 1 to 40, right? Selection. And then I save as. At the end of the day, I got 40 files. What I did was, okay, first I wanted to upload one because I want to select one thing from the template and then upload it from the administration file of the Pi connector, then start it, and then no error. I'm oh, great. And then I go greedy, I go 10 item selection from the template, and then I start the connector, no error. And from the logs as well, when you start the connector after it wastes me a lot of time because you have to test, right, what is working. So in the log, it tells me when I have 10, it actually say I have around 500 OPC item got selected. So that kind of tell me, okay, well, where is my number? So I go 20 and then no errors, and then I go 30, there's an error. So I go back to 25, there's still error, and then I go back 23, 24, and then 25 and 24 is where the difference is, right? When I start the connector of the 24 item got selected from the data access folder files, there is an OPC item say it is around 2,490 items got selected. And then 25 is actually over 2,500. So good number is 2,490, right? And that is telling me, okay, if I have this number, I don't have an error. So where is this error coming from then once I know this number? And I manage from the tech support website, I know there's a formula here. Number of OPC item times the queue size should be less than the maximum max state DA buffer element count, right? And that actually this is an OpenPCS 7 configuration parameters in the OPC UA. And you know, according to my situation, I have 2,490 something times 4. This queue size is from the Pi connector configuration. So this is a parameters you can set. I got this times 4. If it is under 10,000, it is no error. If it is over 10,000, it has error. And at the beginning, why I got error? Because I am trying to monitor 4,000, which is about 10,000. So I got 16,000, right? So obviously, this has to be changed, right? Like the OpenPCS 7 has to be changed from the configuration. So I change it to 20,000, and then we start the Pi connector. Everything works. That's the way I solve it. It may or may not need to do that. You know, I actually decided to go into that Siemens area and change the OpenPCS 7 configuration because I think that's the right thing to do with the tech support website back me up saying this is what you need to do. So that's how I solve this error bad monitoring too many items. The next thing I want to talk about is the error about history recovery, right? And that error is like constantly come up during the course of when the connector stopped. But why it is keep doing this backfilling? I looked up the error from the tech support website, and then I found you should set these parameters, right? Like this history max return data value to 1,000 first and then lower it as you go, right? So what I did is like, okay, I go to the OPC UA config file, that's for the connector. And then I set to 1,000, doesn't work. 500 doesn't work. So I like, after 200, 100, I gave up. Like, you know how much time it takes me to start and stop, you know? Every time start and stop, it takes around 15 minutes to fully pick up. So, you know, imagine like how many times you have to do that. At the very end, I'm like, this is not working. This, like, changing that does not work. And then I notice the time of the OpenPCS 7 is different than the Pi server. And then I tell my client, just sync them. And then once they sync them, I restart the connector, this error is gone. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'll see you next week. Bye.